Welcome back to the CNN studios in New York City. I'm Rick Sanchez. Have you noticed something about some of the shows that you have been watching on TV this week? You know, the morning chat shows, some of the primetime dramas, even my daughter Savannah's favorite, Hannah Montana. There's a recurring theme that may be coming from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and CNN's Brooke Anderson says this one is probably no coincidence.
There was a blood drive today.
On Grey's Anatomy, they're donating blood. Over on Criminal Minds, they're donating time.
I volunteer with a new mom counseling group.
Everywhere you turn in primetime this week, somebody's doing good.
The dogs scheduled to be put down today have red tags on them.
I will adopt all of them.
I've even volunteered to be a volunteer for the volunteer program.
This spate of selflessness is no coincidence. Volunteerism has been woven into the storylines of more than a dozen primetime shows as part of an ambitious campaign by Hollywood's leading charity, the Entertainment Industry Foundation.
We're hoping to really encourage millions of Americans to get involved in volunteerism and service.
The multi-year initiative includes PSAs.
Please join us in volunteering.
And a dedicated website, iparticipate.org, where users can search for volunteer opportunities in their communities.
Who's doing the tune?
Celebrities showed the way in Los Angeles, pitching in at a food bank.
Thank you all for volunteering.
But where some see this as Hollywood uniting for the common good, others detect political motives. Bloggers on the conservative website Big Hollywood attacked the primetime volunteerism push as an abuse of the public airwaves. Big Hollywood contributor Patrick Courrielche, under the headline "Obama Controls Your Television Set," accused the administration of orchestrating the I Participate campaign to further its political goals.
It worries me a little bit when the government is directing people in the media industry or in the arts to produce art that advocate policy.
As evidence of the administration's hand in the Entertainment Industry Foundation effort, he pointed to a speech by First Lady Michelle Obama announcing the campaign.
The idea is to emphasize for viewers across the country that service is part of who we are as Americans.
Big Hollywood published a memo from the Entertainment Industry Foundation linking its efforts to the president's call for national service. A suggestion reinforced by this pitch in Sunday's episode of Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
President Obama has made a call to action for everybody in the nation to sort of step up and give back in their community.
The Entertainment Industry Foundation denies coordinating its efforts with the Obama administration.
Trying to identify ways that you can make a difference and help folks is never political. It's about doing the right thing.
Conservative bloggers point out that the I Participate website steers would-be volunteers toward liberal organizations like Planned Parenthood.
If you type in healthcare in the Los Angeles area on iParticipate's homepage, it leads you to this, a couple of Planned Parenthood phone bank opportunities, among other things.
But type in the word abortion and volunteer opportunities pop up with a variety of anti-abortion groups. Type in military and an opportunity comes up in Georgia to make care packages for soldiers. The I Participate website contains more than 250,000 volunteer possibilities, many without any apparent political dimension. The Entertainment Industry Foundation says the point is not where you volunteer, only that you do.
You know, come together, get involved in volunteerism, give back, you make a difference in your community, whatever that means to you.
So many of us wonder, why are we living? Well, that's why we're living, to help others.
You know what's interesting about this is I think many of you who've probably been around for a while recall that this is not the first time that we've seen political manifestations seen or exhibited in Hollywood. I mean, in the past, there have been wars that have been fought where, going back to the turn of the century, where we actually had it. So, you know, it's interesting. By the way, there's someone having an elaborate conversation in my ear right now. It's interesting when you go back and you look at this, that there are actually times in our history when, I'll give you an example. The Green Beret was a movie in 1968. It starred John Wayne. It was a great movie. It was toward the end of the Vietnam War, all things considered, or at least at a time during the Vietnam War when many Americans were already turning against the Vietnam War. Was that propaganda? Was that Hollywood getting in cahoots with maybe the administration to try and convince the Americans of some ideology? You know, who knows? The fact of the matter is there are examples throughout our history where this kind of thing has happened. Nonetheless, there are some in the media who are seeing it as something that should be criticized, something that is brand new. For example, watch this clip from Glenn Beck.
Well, this is fantastic. It's almost like we're living in Mao's China right now. But Mitch Metcalf, an EIF board member and NBC executive, hang on, it can't be. Come on, Anita, call me on it. Look at Chairman Mao is right there ready to take your phone call. Go ahead, call me on that one. This can't be true, right? An NBC executive told the LA Times, we came up with this idea over a year ago, and, quote, we were lucky that the Obama administration happened to think that this was a worthy cause. I can't even read this with a straight face.
Brooke Anderson's good enough to join us now. So, I mean, really, Brooke, I'm old enough to remember when there have been other examples of Hollywood getting in cahoots with past administrations, being they, you know, the Kennedy administration or the Nixon administration or the LBJ administration, to pump out messages. All things considered, this is really not that new, is it?
No, you make a really great point, Rick, but there are some people who are really concerned about this particular effort and call it scandalous and propaganda orchestrated by the White House. Another blogger on that website I mentioned in the piece, Big Hollywood, said that it fits into a broader White House agenda to, in part, politicize the NEA. Well, the White House issued a statement to CNN saying, in part, listen to this, the I Participate program is being run independently of the administration and isn't asking Americans to participate in any one activity. The Entertainment Industry Foundation, for its part, is very adamant that this is completely nonpartisan and said that it was initially inspired by then-candidates Obama and McCain really encouraging volunteerism and community service at a summit last September.
So if the issue is just volunteerism, it's kind of like giving a speech to kids in elementary schools and across the country and telling them that they should work hard, try and get good grades, and stay in school. I mean, that's a pretty benign message, all things considered, isn't it?
It certainly is, and the EIF reiterates that that's what it is about, for each and every American to get out and do something.
What's the threshold then? I mean, did you talk to people who are saying, it's okay as long as all they're saying is, but at what point do we get past that slippery slope when now we're going to be taking orders from the commander-in-chief and we in Hollywood have to be the ones that deliver that order? Is that what they're looking for?
Well, you heard it. Glenn Beck compared it to Mao's communist China, so some do feel it has already slid on that slippery slope and gotten past the threshold. But I want to mention, Rick, that plenty of past American presidents have encouraged community service and volunteerism. Bush 41, Bush 43. President Obama was just in Texas with President H.W. Bush celebrating the 20th anniversary of his 1,000 Points of Light initiative.
Yeah, of which, by the way, I was once a recipient after Hurricane Andrew in South Florida. Oh, one other thing.
As well.
Well, congratulations. We probably should not let this moment pass without mentioning John F. Kennedy and the Peace Corps, which may be the act of volunteerism or American volunteerism that started it all. My thanks to you, Brooke.